Hey everyone, this is your Hairapy session with Emily. I'm your host, Emily Mazur, aka Portland Hairstylist. You guys, I had to rewrite this episode over and over and over again because I couldn't find a right place to start. My ideal client. There's a lot of pressure on us hairstylists and beauticians to really pinpoint who our ideal client is. And some Instagram posts or some stylists, which actually quite a few, you can go online, you could go on their website, you can go on their Instagram, and you can see fashion color after fashion color after fashion color. So, who do you think their target market is? Of course, people who want fashion colors. Or you see somebody that specializes in balayage with these beautiful long hair, slightly layered, hints of like blonde, buttery blondes, and then there's cooler browns with golden tones. So, of course, who do you think they're going to have in their chair? Well, for me, I like to do a variety of different hairstyles. And what I realized that what it comes down for me is it's not the hair, it's the type of person that is sitting in my chair. When I first started leasing, which was in 2014, my boyfriend, Alex, who is now my husband, we moved into a tiny studio 2 blocks away from Northwest 21st Avenue in Portland. I had just started leasing at a salon called Ward Stroud Salon, which was honestly only 2 blocks away from where we lived. And during that time, when I first started leasing, which I absolutely had 0 clients, very scary. I had 0 clients, no website, nothing. And I don't even think IG was popular then. During that time, I was really into avant-garde hair cutting and coloring. So in order to get my name out there, I would set up photo shoots showcasing my work. And it wasn't just shooting the hair, but the shoots had an entire theme to them. In fact, the very first shoot that I had done with photographer Holly Sieber, which we worked on some really amazing shoots, we've done several of them. The first shoot that we did, showcasing my avant-garde haircuts and colors, was published in Modern Salon. I had 3 models and we shot at Reed College. Echo, one of the models, was my creative color model. And we would do huge splashes of purple and light blue, but it was an overall platinum color. Her haircut was a sleek angled bob with a little bit of texture on the ends, but when you put it up, the sides of her head was shaved. My other 2 models, Hannah and Katie, I didn't do a cut and color on them, but what I did was I created these elaborate braided pieces with beading. I even colored the hair with hair color spray paint. I don't know what it's really called. And then I would intertwine those braids with their natural hair. I called that shoot Victorian Flair. The theme, of course, was a soft Victorian style, but with a slight Tim Burton-esque feel. I was really into Tim Burton, I still am. So it had kind of like a slight gothic appearance to it. Because of the shoots that I would organize and create to showcase my creative haircuts and colors, those were the clients that I would attract. Artists, younger clients with a slight carefree attitude, and happy. I had really great happy clients and I loved it. I would have these fantastic conversations and create beautiful color palettes on them. Now, this was 7 years ago when I first started leasing. And looking back on my life and where I'm at now, my life has dramatically changed. And so, what's crazy is when I feel like your life changes, so do the type of clients that you attract. Now, me and Alex are married. We've been married for a little over 3 years, but together for 9. We have a home in the suburbs, which is kind of funny because we were both Portland people. So we thought that, I don't know, that might be feel a little weird to live outside of Portland, but actually, we both really love it. We're in a really nice, quiet neighborhood, and we are friends with our neighbors. And we have twin boys that are 2 years and 4 months. And with COVID-19, it's really made you think about what is important. I've really learned to slow down quite a bit. I'm still focused with work. I still kind of strive for more, but not with the sense of urgency that I had before COVID-19, and even before I had my children. Oh, and then also the other thing too is I just moved to another salon where I came from a salon with, I think like we had 12 stylists, and now I've moved to a salon much smaller where it's just me and the owner working. So also my work life has calmed down a lot. And I realized because of that, I have focused more on who I want in my chair and who I connect with the most. The clients that I connect with the most have families. They don't have children necessarily, but listening to them, I can tell that they care about their parents, grandparents, in-laws, niece or nephew. In fact, one of my clients who I became really close friends with, Ryan, he's very techie and we have such great conversations when he's sitting in my chair. The bonus with Ryan is how amazing he is with his nephew. And before COVID-19, he came over to my house and the boys got to meet Aiden. And it was really sweet and it was so cool to see Ryan as an uncle. So family is pretty important to me. My clients value friendships. They enjoy time with others. I realize that I actually like one-on-ones with people. That's really important for me, or even in small groups. Of course, like I said, this COVID-19 makes it a little bit difficult. But yeah, my clients really value friendships and enjoy spending time with others. And because even though I'm a mom with a whole life outside of work, I'm still a career-oriented person. So my clients that I'm attracted to the most are also career-oriented people. They take pride in their work and what they do. They feel that their role has a meaning, purpose, and value, like myself. And if they feel like their role no longer has a purpose or meaning, they change it. When I talk to people sitting in my chair and they are not happy with work, I'll listen to them over and over, trying to process it. And I know, this has happened so many times, they find a way. They find another direction, they find a new job, and it's amazing to see the change in their personality. And I'm the same way. It's so funny. I'm the same exact way. I actually just had a conversation with Alia. I used to cut her hair in Portland. She moved to LA and we just did FaceTime, and I could tell how much lighter her personality is now that she moved to a different job. And I'm really happy for her. My clients also enjoy the outdoors. I have a client, Milo, who sees me every 4 weeks for a root touch-up, and he always is going on these hikes, and I think he actually hikes either before or after his appointment, and it's really cool to hear him about taking photos in nature. And he told me just recently he has a specific spot that he sits and just kind of chills out. I forgot which hike it was, but yeah, and I loved it. And then my other client, Lori, she does a lot of adventuring outside with her family. And so I'm always picking her brain as to where she's been or where she's going. And then I make little notes because that's something I want to do with my children. My clients are also foodie people. My husband and I, we used to do it once a week, but after the kids, of course, when you have children, you can't really get out as much. We probably would go out once a month before COVID, and love dressing up. We would dress up, make reservations, and go down and eat at a restaurant in Portland. And I really love talking to my clients about that. And especially like clients because I'm on the west side, so clients that live on the east side, checking out different restaurants over there. And I order takeout from places that they suggest. My clients also keep up with the news and the current events about what's happening in Portland, our nation, as well as the world. They read and listen to various news sources and podcasts, which I'm always curious. I always ask people, hey, what podcasts have you been listening to, or what news do you really like? And I know it's kind of funny that you're not supposed to talk about religion and politics when someone's sitting in your chair, and I actually do both. So but I would say that we have great conversations because I'm genuinely interested in listening to another person's point of view and seeing where they're coming from. My clients, the ones that I connect with the most, they believe that change needs to be made, and they're willing to listen and learn and grow. And you know what's amazing out of all of this? Or amazing and also interesting? My clients do not have a specific hair type. They don't. My clients range from later 20s to early 60s. Some are just starting out their careers all excited, and it's so fun to see them, figure it out. And then some are celebrating the next chapter of their lives with retirement. And because of my openness, genuine curiosity, and people can really tell I'm a very, very nice person and I'm very truthful. I have learned so much from those sitting in my chair. And a lot of my clients know that it's not just the hair that I care about, which I love doing hair. It's not all about the hair, but it's about the person sitting in my chair. That's who matters. So for me, I can't really tell you if it's important to specialize with a certain hair type or if you'll become more successful if you do. But what I can tell you is that what's important for me is having a good conversation with a client sitting in my chair. And my advice, not like I'm a huge guru or anything with hair, I'm kind of just winging it with the podcast, I would say before figuring out who that person is sitting in your chair, I think what you really should do is maybe think about yourself first. What are your core values? What's most important for you? And what do you believe in? Then I think it might be a little easier for you to figure out who your ideal client is. So guys, that is the ending of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, whether you're a client or a stylist. And like I said, it was really hard for me to write, but I feel pretty good about it. If you want to know more about my podcast, please visit my website at www.hairapy.com. And you can also check some more of my work at my Instagram at Portland Hairstylist. Well, that's it for now. So be safe, be healthy, and above all, be hopeful. This is your Hairapy Session with Emily. I'm your host, Emily Mazur, aka Portland Hairstylist. Show written by Emily Mazur, sponsored by Ziba Hub. Ziba Hub, a beauty app where you can find jobs, explore events, and build community. And editing by 127 Media House.